What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to continue with my African-American fight series with a fighter by the name of Lovewood Lightbird. Now, Lovewood Lightbird was always compared to Sugar Ray Robinson by feature. Didn't have his attributes, didn't have his fighting ability. But he looked like Sugar Ray Robinson when Sugar Ray Robinson was young, coming out of the amateurs. So they compared the two a lot by feature. But Lovewood Lightbird was born in Honduras, the British Honduras. He was a lightweight. He was born May 20th, 1934 in Belize. He stood 5 foot 8 inches and began his professional career in 1951 in Belize. He was placed on a card against a fighter by the name of Eckridge Lewis. He would knock him out in 9 rounds. He would fight Sonny Lord in Belize, and he would earn a 12-round victory. He would face Napo Castillo in Belize, knocking him out in 3 rounds. Babalu Novello in Belize, and he would defeat him in 10 rounds. Berto Carbello. And the thing about these fighters, when they fought overseas, we don't really know too much about those fighters, but we can learn a lot about the fighter that we're talking about as they move on in competition. And as you can see, he has a lot of wins, a lot of knockouts in the year 1951 when he fought in Belize. But then he came over to Mexico in 1952. February 28th, he would fight and win a 10-round victory. March 3rd, he would face Gabby Macias in Mexico City, and he would defeat him in 10 rounds. April 5th, Luis Castillo, Mexico City. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. On May 17th, 1952, he would face Gabriel Diaz in Mexico City, and he would defeat him in 10 rounds. On June, we don't know the exact date, he would face Baby Ortiz, Mexico City. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. On July 1st, he would face Juan Linios, and he would lose to him in 10 rounds. He would face Baby Ortiz once again on August 9th, 1952 in Mexico City, and he would lose to him in 10 rounds. In 1953, he would face Honey Boy Williams in Miami Beach, Florida on April 7th, and he would defeat him in 8 rounds. And he would continue this streak of knockouts and wins all throughout the year of 1953. 1954, he would earn a 5-round knockout. And February 10th, that's on July 13th. Now, February 10th, he would face Mario Trigo. You hear this name a lot. He fought everyone. He would get a 10-round victory over him, and that's a very good win. March 10th, Freddie Herman. He would lose to him in 7 rounds. And he would continue winning and getting a few knockouts throughout that year of 1954. 1955, he would have 2 losses. One on May 9th against Izzy Logard. I will be doing a coverage on Ivy Logard as well. In New York, he would lose to him in 10 rounds, and then he would face Izzy Logard once again on June 13th in New York, another 10 rounds. Now, we talked about Izzy Logard. Izzy Logard fought fighters such as Virgil Akins, and he was involved in that tournament that they were trying to find one title holder, and they had a tournament when Carmen Basilio relinquished his welterweight strap when he was trying to go up and face Sugar Ray Robinson, 1957. So at that time, they had a tournament, and Izzy Logard was part of that tournament, and Izzy Logard lost to Virgil Akins. You can see here, Elsie Morgan. Now, he was a very good fighter as well. He fought him in Cleveland. He defeated him in 8 rounds, so that's a good victory. September 23rd, 1955. He would face another notable name on December 16th in 1955 against Ralph Dupas, New York, and he would defeat him in 10 rounds. Ralph Dupas was a very, very good fighter. He fought Emil Griffin, among others, and that was a good test for young Lovewood Lightbird. 1956, he would go on and face Joe Lopez on January 13th, 1956, in San Francisco, California. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. L.C. Morgan, once again in Cleveland, he would lose to him in 10 rounds. L.C. Morgan was a very slick fighter, reminded me of Panama Al Brown. On July 13th, he would face Orlando Zulueta. He was a Cuban fighter, but he was very fast and a herky-jerky movement. In New York, and he would lose to him in 10 rounds. August 10th, he would face Orlando Zulueta once again in New York, but this time he would earn a 10-round victory. September 19th, he would face Kenny Lane in Miami Beach, Florida, and he would lose to him in 10 rounds. Now, Kenny Lane sparred a lot. He trained a lot in Gleason's gym in Brooklyn on 149th Street. And he trained a lot with Carlos Ortiz up there in that gym. So he had a lot of experience. 1957, he would get a 10-round victory on October 29th. Gilberto Hulguin. 1958, he would fight Larry Armstead in New Orleans, Louisiana. He would knock him out in 10 rounds. So on January 13th, 1958. April 15th, 1958, he would face Steve Ward in Miami Beach, Florida, and get a 10-round draw. July 14th, he would face Dave Dupas, New Orleans, knocking him out in 9 rounds. Now, that was his hometown, but he would get a knockout anyway. That was Dave Dupas's hometown. He would face Elsie Morgan once again on November 24th, 1958 in El Paso, Mexico, and he would get a 10-round victory. Very good. December 15th, Arthur Persley, another good fighter, New Orleans. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. Now, that wasn't the end of his career, but that's the end of the record that I have available for you. And I want to salute Lovebird Lightburn, very good fighter. As you can see, I have an autographed picture of him. He was a stand-up fighter. Very, very good fighter. Good puncher with 2 hands. He used to box. Try to pattern himself after Sugar Ray Robinson. So salute to Lovebird Lightburn. This is Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I just wanted to show you as many fighters as I can possibly show you. These fighters are not shown. I don't see them on these channels anywhere at all. They're not in many books. So I just wanted to introduce a lot of these fighters to you. They do deserve that. They were very good fighters. They put their lives on the line every single day when they were fighting. And they're tremendous athletes. So anything I can do to try to expose them, I will. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Once again, Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Look out for my next fighter. Salute.